Good morning students. In the previous class we have derived an expression for the electric field intensity when the charges are distributed all along the length of the line. So in this class we are going to see the expression for electric field intensity for a finite length of the conductor and having a uniform line charge density of rho L coulomb per meter square. So the question is to derive a electric field intensity at point P at a distance of h meter along the axis from one end of the conductor. So the difference between the previous problem and this problem is, in the previous problem the length of the conductor is available on your z axis. It is distributed with a uniform line charge density of rho L coulomb per meter. Here also the charge length of the conductor is placed parallel to your z axis, and there the point, that is where we need to identify the electric field intensity, falls at y axis. Whereas in this problem you have to keep the point at a distance of h meter along the axis from one end of the conductor. So for example, here if you are placing the conductor, you can see here, let L be the length of the conductor, AB length of the conductor, and the point P is placed at a distance of h meter along the axis from one end of the conductor. So along this axis or from one end of the conductor, the point P is placed, which is at a distance of h meter from one end of the conductor. So which is your cause and which is your effect? This is your effect. Why? Because it is the point where we need to identify the value of electric field intensity. And cause is, among this line charge density we have to consider a differential elemental length at point C, which is at a distance of z meter from the origin. So this is going to be the cause. Here if dl is equal to dz, therefore the distance between cause and effect is going to be r. That you can identify as the distance from here to here, it is z meter. Therefore L minus z plus h. L minus z is going to be this parameter, and leaving this, the distance is going to be L minus h. L minus z plus h is going to be the distance between the cause and effect. Since the line charge density is assumed, we can consider the line charge density definition as rho L is equal to Q divided by L. It is nothing but charge distributed over the length of the line. Since a differential element is considered, the charge, since if you consider a differential elemental length, the charge distributed over this differential elemental length is going to be differential, that is dq, which is equal to rho L. Therefore dq, the differential charge dq is equal to rho L into dl. If the charge is going to be differential, then the electric field intensity, what we are going to identify, is also going to be differential. Therefore the electric field intensity E, the normal formula is Q divided by 4 pi epsilon d square into the unit vector between your cause and effect, that is the unit vector between the differential point C and point P. Since the charge is going to be differential, the electric field intensity is also differential, which we can write it as dE is equal to dQ divided by 4 pi epsilon into d square ACP vector. Now as the charge from your line charge density, since the charge distributed is going to be the line charge density, the value of dq has to be substituted in this place. So dq is equal to rho L into dl, right? So here rho L, in the place of dl you can put dz in the direction of az vector. Next one, here the electric field intensity. So once the formula is written dE, here I need to identify the value of electric field intensity. To remove this differentiation, I have to integrate on your right hand side. Rho L is going to be constant, 4 pi epsilon d square is also be constant, integration between the limit, here dz az vector, because the dz parameter is going to vary from here to here. So when it is going to get vary, then the d will also get vary. Therefore you will get the limit between 0 to L. So dz divided by d square. This d is nothing but L plus h minus z. L minus z plus h. Then we'll consider the L plus h minus z as t parameter. When you see the diagram, this is AB is your length of your conductor. The dz can vary from 0 to L meter. So when z is equal to 0, suppose if you consider this differential elemental length at this particular point, it means that when z is equal to 0, t is going to be L plus h. When z is equal to L, when this point, that is the distance between the cause and the origin, one end of the conductor is going to be z. When this is going to get vary, at z is equal to L, t is going to be your h. So substituting the limit over there, we'll get dt is equal, when you differentiate this one, you will get dt is equal to minus dz. Therefore, in the place of dz, we can substitute it as, in the place of dz, we can substitute minus dt. And in the place of L plus h minus z, we can substitute t. And when z is equal to 0, the limit obtained is L plus h. And when z is equal to L, the limit obtained is h. So substituting over there, you will get E vector is equal to rho L divided by 4 pi epsilon L plus h dt by t square. So after substituting, you will get the answer E. The electric field intensity E is equal to rho L divided by 4 pi epsilon 1 divided by h minus 1 by L plus h. This is the electric field intensity when you consider the point all along the length of the conductor, that is from one point of the conductor when parallel to your z-axis. So this is your electric field intensity. Suppose if you need to identify the value of electric field intensity at any point on the y-axis, then it will become rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1 plus sin theta 2 minus sin theta 1 Az vector. Next is going to be find the electric field intensity E at any point 0, 0, h. So far whatever we have discussed, it is all along your Cartesian coordinate system. Now we need to solve this problem in circularly charged conductor. Circularly charged conductor in the sense it is a cylindrical coordinate system of radius a meter and z is equal to 0 with a line charge density of rho L is equal rho L coulomb per meter. At what value of h the maximum value of electric field intensity is obtained and what is its maximum value. So first we need to convert this statement into a pictorial representation. So when you do so, it is a circularly charged conductor of radius a. Therefore, the whatever diagram it is shown over here, so this is going to be the circularly charged conductor. So here you are going to shown the circularly charged conductor with the radius a meter. So this shows that it is going to be your cylindrical coordinate system. You need to identify the electric field intensity at point 0, 0, h. So at point 0, 0, h means here at point 0, 0, h means it is available x-axis is 0, y-axis 0 and z-axis is going to be h. So this is the point. So where exactly you need to identify the value of electric field intensity will become a effect. And the cause in the sense you have to assume a differential elemental length along the charged conductor. So the charged conductor is going to be circular. So if you assume a differential elemental length at this particular point, you can write dl. dl is equal to this differential elemental length can be here or here or here or here or here, anywhere all along the circularly charged conductor. Therefore you can write it is equal to rho into d phi. And the angle made from x-axis to the point under consideration, this is going to be your phi angle. Now we can write the line charge density is equal to q divided by L, which is equal to dq divided by dl. If you assume a differential elemental length, then the charge distribution will also be differential. So we'll get dq is equal to rho L into dl. So when the charge distribution is differential, probably the electric field intensity is also differential, where we will get dE is equal to dq divided by 4 pi epsilon d square. D is nothing but the distance between your cause and effect. Here the distance between the cause and effect is going to be r. So this we need to identify. R is equal to root of a square plus h square as shown over here. Next, substituting the value of r, you will get the equation rho a d phi divided by 4 pi r square minus a rho vector plus h into a z divided by root of a square plus h square. Since the point where we need to identify the value of electric field intensity is available on z axis, the direction arrow axis can be neglected. So after neglecting, we will get the differential electric field intensity as dE is equal to rho a d phi divided by 4 pi epsilon r square h a z divided by r. Why? Because here arrow vector is nullified in the sense as the point P is symmetrically placed, the horizontal component of your E is nullified. Therefore, we can take the total electric field intensity all along your z axis only. Then you will get the equation E is equal to, here phi should be differentiated with integrated with respect to the limit phi is equal to 0 to 2 pi. Why? Because the value of the differential elemental length can vary from all over the 360 degree. So phi varies from 0 to 2 pi. After solving, we'll get the electric field intensity as E is equal to rho L A H A Z 2 epsilon h square plus a square to the power of 3 by 2, and the limit is from d phi. So between 0 to 2 pi means here will 2 pi you will get it. So when you will get the maximum electric field intensity means when you are differentiating this equation with respect to h and equating it to 0. Why? Because at point h you need to identify the value of electric field intensity. So we have to differentiate this particular equation with respect to h and equate it to 0. So when we do so, we will get the value of h as plus or minus a divided by root 2. So at this particular point, your electric field intensity will be maximum. Substituting the value of h is equal to plus or minus a divided by root 2, will be getting the electric field intensity as rho L a square divided by root 2 epsilon a square plus a square by 2 plus a square to the power of 3 by 2. So the maximum value of electric field intensity is going to be rho L divided by root 27 epsilon into AZ. So this is how you have to expand your analysis. Thank you, students.